Thanks, Chappie. And I certainly would like to reiterate Rob's comments and thank everyone for their attendance here this evening. We have to stand up here regardless of whether our results are good, bad or indifferent, but it's certainly more pleasant to do so when we can speak positively about the performance of the club over the past year and being optimistic about the 12 months ahead. Last year I stood here and spoke about the improvement that we thought was possible, and I'm really proud to say that we delivered on most of it, but also that it's only a journey and we've got a lot more to achieve. I would like to at the outset just recognise the staff of the club who've been extraordinary in the work that they've put in to deliver those results that Rob's just taken you through. The board, of course, who provided their counsel and support as well, and obviously to thank all of you for the support that you provide. What I wanted to do just for 7 or 8 minutes was just to take you through and give you a flavour of what are some of the key focus areas for me and the executive and the board over the next 12 months, on top of the business as usual that we attend to on a daily basis. Financially, obviously it's always front and centre. We need to pay the bills. Look, I was proud of the fact that we not only produced a significant turnaround from last year and a profit, but most importantly that we hit our budget. We delivered on what we said we'd do. It wasn't easy, there were some challenges, but we found a way throughout the course of the year to do it. Moving forward, we've got another challenging year. It's the last year in a broadcast cycle, which across the AFL traditionally is the hardest year before the new broadcast deal kicks in. It will see the AFL and a large number of clubs make significant losses, but we are forecasting a similar positive result to this year. But to do that again, we need to deliver more records. So we're going to deliver more record levels of revenue that should we achieve them, and I'm confident that we will rank us amongst the elite in the AFL in terms of membership, revenue, hospitality, our attendances and sponsorship. And as I said, the good news is that we're on track. The growth is going to come in 3 ways, and some of it's iterative, just a bit of bits and pieces from our core business. We've got to continue to make our core business work for us better. Some of it's going to come through some strategic investment in new business and new areas, and some of it is through the structural model that doesn't always work for us and that we currently work within, and most notably with the AFL and the AFL industry issues that we face. I'll just click over to that next slide, thanks. So as Rob touched upon, as I'm sure some of you are aware, we've got a big year of negotiation ahead. There's a CBA negotiation, the club distribution investment models that follow that impact on us in a material way. The CBA renegotiation will be a challenging one with the Players Association. I think there's absolutely recognition across the industry that the players should benefit from an uplift in the broadcast distributions, and they should. But equally we need to have 18 profitable clubs and funds reserved for investment to grow the game, service our future requirements in infrastructure and pathways and competition and innovation and growth and all of those things to ensure this remains the #1 sport in the country. More specifically for us, like the players, we expect an uplift as part of what will be a changed model of distribution, and Rob alluded to the fact we've got a meeting tomorrow. We'll learn a little bit more about it. We believe it's going to take on more of an investment model approach, but we'll learn more tomorrow about it. But we critically, and you've heard me speak about this publicly, we must be relieved from some of those equalisation charges in the way in which they're currently applied. We're fans of equalisation. There's just other ways to achieve the outcome that will support the industry, that doesn't involve taking funds away from clubs that have worked hard to generate the funds that they can invest back into their own business, back into their membership programs, back into the people that support them, back into their own players and their own football program. So it'll be a full year of negotiation. It'll be lots of fun. It sort of kick-starts tomorrow, and we need to get the collective balance right. There's no doubt that you'll follow it closely and it'll be followed in the press. Tonight stand here assuring you that we'll certainly fight the good fight. From a football perspective, look, we continue to have change. Obviously the tragedy that impacted in 2015, together with changes that we implemented post the end of last season, means that we've had to work again to bed down a new high-performance structure. As I said when I first started, we want to have the leading football program in the AFL, And I'm really pleased to say under the leadership of Don, of David Noble, of Brett Burton and others within the team, we're well on track and making really good progress to achieve that goal. What we want now is stability in the years ahead to help us reach that goal, and I'm very hopeful that we're going to achieve that. As a list management group, we continue to work on improving what's already a really talented group of players, and you'll meet some more of them in a few minutes. Through our coaching, through support, through draft and through trade, we want to give ourselves every chance to feature consistently in finals and to take the opportunity when it presents itself to claim the ultimate prize. To this end, I certainly expect that we'll be able to confirm some positive list management news pretty soon. As you would have heard, a major focus right now is also on the AFL's launch of the Women's League in 2017 and the process to gain an inaugural licence. This is important to us, and it's not just about a women's team playing in a competition. It's about a much broader strategy to engage and grow our female supporter base, who represent 40% of our total fans. So it will include a number of pillars. The team is just one. We also have our already well-established and well-recognised Women of Adelaide group that focuses on networking, on leadership and a number of other inclusion events within the broader community. We've got a gender diversity strategy that we'll finalise. We've got a number of other broader-based female engagement activities, including our schools program and the like. But the team, it will be a flagship. We're well progressed with our planning. There's positive indications or reports, most recently from the AFL, that they do intend to have a team from South Australia, and we want that to be us. So we look forward to working on that tender in the coming months, and hopefully a successful outcome announced probably in May, June this year. Commercially, it will be another big year. We had record sponsorship this year, but we're hoping to lift that a further notch in 2016. I've put pressure on our commercial team. We've got Nigel Smart sitting in the front row. He and his guys are working incredibly hard to drive that up into levels that now rank amongst the top echelon of sporting clubs in the country. We've had a good result, but the challenges now are where we find further growth, and it will be driven through innovation, through strategic partnerships and through enhancing our non-traditional fundraising programs. But we're really confident that we're going to get that growth that we need to invest back into the footy club. In terms of membership, again, really happy with the record levels that were reached in 15. We continue to be ranked number one in the AFL for 11-game memberships, the most loyal of supporters, and I think that represents the majority of the people in this room when I look around. And in a traditional membership sense, which is about ticketed membership, we're close to tapped out. We'll continue to promote those 3-game memberships, some of our GA products, but the focus is increasingly on the way in which we engage with our 600,000 supporters. 600,000 supporters who I want to become members in a non-ticketed sense. And that helps us, or that presents us with a new membership model that will give us the capacity to drive significant growth in our club and support our vision to be the largest sporting club in the country. So that'll be the new focus area for us. Rob touched upon a digital platform as well. It forms an important part of that. It is without doubt one of the leading club platforms in the AFL and Australian sport. On pure metrics, its size is amongst the biggest. In terms of quality of content, the AFL again rates it on a number of metrics as leading within the AFL. And the introduction of our Crow Show has lifted this to another level. What I also like, and it's probably the most important thing, is not just about the size, but it's a great forum for engagement with our supporters. We only play 20-odd games a year. For the other 340 days of the year, we have to engage in other ways, and this is the best way in which you get access to information on what's going on at the club, and it's a two-way conversation. We've got our staff who sit there day and night, often through the night. Sometimes I'm wondering when I'm looking at my Twitter account or the club's Twitter account, going, who's responding to these messages or queries that are coming in from our members? And it's our staff in our media team who tend to not sleep very much. But I encourage those that don't spend time there to go and spend some time there, because that's where you do get the compelling content, the unique insights, and plenty of interaction. And from a marketing perspective, again, we took great strides forward last year. A highlight was the We Fly as One branding, which just landed tremendously well. But it is more than a campaign. It's not a tagline. It reflects our commitment to engagement with our supporters. We Fly as One actually means something for this football club, and it will mean something for our football club for a long time into the future. We will take that to another level in 2016, and I'll keep my powder dry as to just how that will happen, but you'll see it in the coming weeks, and we're pretty excited about it. And it is about that feeling of engagement, including me personally. We want to make sure we're always measurable to something, and I've told, in fact, plenty of people in this room who've attended some of our member forums that I want to be considered as the most engaged CEO in the AFL. As a club, we want to be the most engaged club in the AFL, and we're going to continue to try and achieve that. One of the ways in which we do that is through our community program. It's the last point I wanted to touch upon. Rob mentioned that our Growing with Gratitude program engaged over 25,000 school children in 2015. We're looking to double that this year and get to 50,000 kids throughout the course of the year. It focuses on the 5 habits of happiness, something that we could all probably take some notice of from time to time. One of them is random acts of kindness. It's good to teach our kids that. Again, some of us could probably take some learnings from that, but it's a really important program. It's landed tremendously well. We've got feedback forms that we obviously use as we exit each of the schools in which we work with, and I think 100% of the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive about the impact that these programs have on the kids that they engage with. So we'll continue to work on that, and importantly, we're realigning all of our community programs, our schools, our club programs, our Indigenous programs to fall under the banner of the Crows Children's Foundation. So you'll hear more about the foundation than you ever have, because it will be supported by a significant fundraising push to support the further expansion of these programs, both in terms of their breadth and their depth. So that's about it. I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour, apart from the normal day-to-day running of the club, of some of the areas that we're touching upon, and some of the areas of focus for us. There's a lot going on. It's very busy. The guys sitting in the front couple of rows are under the pump, but I think we can be optimistic about the fortunes of the club, both on and off the field in 2016. And thanks again for your support. Cheers.